let's start with your wins. What's the biggest difference this coaching program's made to you so far?
I think, in all honesty, it really has made me sit back and reflect, like my leadership style, and sort of go, oh, that's perhaps why I haven't got like the actions or the outcome that I've wanted previously, because some of it has been, if I haven't set a deadline or I haven't clarified something. So actually it's been quite a personal thing for me. Like when we're doing SLT meetings or, well, in any meeting now, I'm so much better by doing that. And how will I know you've done it? And how will you let me know? So some of that language, so that actually then everybody is a bit clearer, about what's expected. It's just been really, really, really useful on like so many levels that I wasn't actually expecting. I was expecting to just deliver coaching better, get more of an outcome from individual members of staff. So it's been much wider reaching than I thought, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, definitely. It's such a common thing actually, Kate, because it's like you don't know what you don't know at the beginning. Do you know what I mean? And then when you've gone on that journey and you get to the end of the program, you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize it was going to help me in all these different ways.
Yeah, it has been very wide reaching. So yeah, really good, really pleased.
Oh, that's great. So what difference have you made to other people using your coaching skills then, do you think?
I've made them uncomfortable. Well, it really has put the ownership and the responsibility onto them. Because I did realise sort of quite quickly how much I was doing, or how I would answer or solve somebody's problem. But people do know that when they come with a problem now, I just sit and look at them and they go, you want me to solve it, don't you? And I'm like, yeah. So that sort of behaviour and expectation is becoming the norm. I mean, I've got to learn, well, had to learn and continue to do so, that actually their answers, while it would be different to mine, their answers are still okay and fine. I've had to learn to shut up sometimes as well. But yeah, they've really had to, and that's from all levels, from my assistant heads down to like my teaching assistants and an apprentice, so that sort of expectation and language of, oh, I've already come with a solution, Kate, I'm just checking it's okay, sort of, that becoming quite embedded. So yeah, that's been the big shift. It was the pace of the actions and the impact that was really, really noticeable. Whereas, before we would talk about something and like, oh yeah, we're going to go and do this, this and this. And then we could come back to it the next half term and we hadn't got anywhere. So I think Zoe in particular, well, both of them, but Zoe was really like, wow, I've really, we had that set time and it is only 15 minutes a week, isn't it? Just really talking about SEN and how she wanted to support staff and everything. And I think she was amazed in herself that actually that 6 weeks, actually like looking at things as a half-term block, actually there was a whole series of things that she accomplished that we perhaps wouldn't have thought was possible previously.
So good. It is so good, isn't it? Because it's like you've got kind of the secret sauce, you know how now to drive that school improvement a lot more quickly and a lot more easily, because it's less pressure on you, isn't it? When all you've got to do is sit there and actually facilitate that 15-minute conversation. They're then going away and doing the work. And like you said, you were both amazed at how much was possible and things. Did you notice how it sort of built her confidence and stuff at the same time?
Yeah, massively. And I think there was because she could talk about, there's just that opportunity to talk, and then that builds confidence. She knew what she wanted to do next, she knew the next step, and then actually because it was quite an intense focus, it was really like a priority within school that she was leading, and she really did sit back and go, oh, I've just done that, and that spurred her on to do even more, because she's quite a new SENCO. It's also given her a sort of a model or approach for when she next wants to do something, she
Good.
knows what worked with staff, and so she's got more ideas of what to try and strategies.
That's fab. And this is the thing, you know, it's a beautiful gift that you've given by just giving her those 15 minutes a week. So anyway, what difference do you think it's making to your school already, Kate?
Well, I like you say that that ripple effect, definitely. And people expecting, you know, thinking of the answer before, and people trying new things. Like Paul was one of the ideas he'd come up with when he was challenging himself was just something setting up on Teams, and they were having the paperwork there, and he was like, why have I never done that before? And so actually we've got some slicker systems are being introduced, different systems are being introduced, and people are trialing different things, and so we're just becoming more effective, really.
Amazing. Amazing. And it really chimes with what Paul said too, Kate, because he really appreciates you investing in him and doing the training with you, you know, and he said how it's had a real impact for you both in your leadership. And, you know, he mentioned about you know, things like using it in PPA time and appraisal, you know, and staff taking much more ownership and becoming much more confident in problem solving, you know, more independent, more motivated, and being much more invested in the outcomes was his words, you know, because he said that issues that were previously solved by members of SLT are now being addressed by teachers themselves. So if another head was sort of going, oh, I don't know whether to do this or not. With hindsight, having gone through at VIP, what would you say to them?
Oh, well, I would 100% be able to recommend it. And it's just shifted our thinking on all different levels, that you'd actually get out much more. Because like a lot of head teachers go, oh yeah, I've done coaching, but you haven't. And,
there's lots of things that are coaching in name, but it's very different because obviously this system's unique, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I'd feel really confident, you know, in saying that to other heads, that even the most experienced ones, you know, will definitely get something out of it. And will lead to a shift in their behaviour or their thinking, definitely. I thought it would just be like very limited to like when I'm, you know, the one person I'm coaching, and actually getting them more actions and impact out of you know, each individual, but sort of for that you know, that block of 6 weeks or whatever. I didn't expect it to have like a system-wide shift or impact on more people, because in essence I've only done 2 people, do you know what I mean? But actually it's much wider than that. So that's what surprised me, I think. Definitely.
So was it worth the investment?
Yes. After I find the money.
It was worth it. It was worth scraping it together.
Definitely, absolutely,
Seriously, well done to you and to Paul with what you've achieved with it, Kate. And I know that you would inspire a load of people from some of the things that you've just said.